This song's called Darlin'. It's the first song I wrote after I moved to Texas. You dropped in my head for a minute. Now I am wallowing in it. The smell of your beard in the morning, your laugh in the dark. You feel like a house that I lived in that somebody else raised their kids in. Darling, what do you do to my heart? I swear it was fine when I met you, full of blood, a little sinew, nothing fancy, no, not working particularly hard. Next thing I knew, it was skipping out on the pond, skinny dipping, darling, what do you do to my heart? Well, it's not ideal, is it, baby? But I deal with it daily. I take out the trash, I water the yard. From what I can tell, it was instant and editorial misprint. So sorry, darling, what did you do to my heart? What do you do? What do you? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? And when can you do it again?
Hi, I'm Monica Mansfield, and you're watching Mostly Rock and Roll. We have had a charming and wonderful show today with Rebecca Loebe. Becca, thank you so much for stopping by here in our Shrewsbury studio. I know you're traveling all over the Northeast.
Yep.
So, Becca, you prefer to be called Becca or Rebecca, or it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. All my CDs and websites and everything are Rebecca Loebe, but friends usually call me Becca.
And then we get an XO on that when we get to write back and forth on email. You're just a wonderful person and just so full of life and energy, and one of the most gorgeous voices that I've heard in a long time. It's really beautiful.
Thank you.
You've got a gift. You've got a gift. So you have been being managed lately by Ralph Jacadine, who also manages our friends Ellis Paul and some others that Ralph has been managing through time. That's a fairly new collaboration for you, is that right? The last 6 months or so? Great,
exactly.
Great, and hopefully that will bring you to different audiences as you widen your circles quite a bit. Where are your favorite places in the country to play?
Well, I love playing in Boston. I used to live here, so it's kind of a hometown, return for me, which is nice. I'm from Atlanta, and there's a room there called Eddie's Attic that's really special to me. I've been playing there since I was 15 years old, and my dad took me to the open mic, and that room probably has my heart.
I was going to ask you what was special about Eddie's Attic for you. And
it's just, I've been playing there for so long, and I have such history there, and I love the space. I love the sort of the vibe of it, the culture of the room that is very songwriter focused. It's kind of like a songwriter fantasy land in there. I love it.
And is it true that the musicians can draw on the walls there?
I don't think
I've ever drawn on the walls at Eddie's, but there are lots of venues that I have.
Nice. And now your home base is in Austin, Texas?
That's true.
And your little car is going to take you from here down
My
there.
little tiny Honda Civic on this tour has taken me from Austin, Texas to Southern California, up to Northern California, through Nevada, Utah, Colorado, the plains, up to New York. Now I'm here. Later today, I drive up to Burlington,
There you
Vermont.
go. Yes,
I'll be almost in Canada. I will be north of Canada. And then I wind down the coast, end up in Georgia, and then back to Texas.
So you see everything. Today you'll probably see some beautiful leaves before they fall off the trees.
I would say I've been doing some very high quality leaf peeping on this tour.
That's good, Becca. So you probably see a slice of humanity all across the country. Yeah. Some of it from inside your car, a lot of it from inside your car, but I bet you see across the board.
I get a lot of, personal contact with just hundreds, if not thousands of people that I wouldn't meet if I was just standing still in one place. And I love it. I love getting to meet so many interesting people and learn their stories and absorb their energy, suck it in, make it into my own life force, and move on.
Write a song about it.
Yeah.
Do you find that different patches of the country, when you're stopping at the gas station or the deli shop, that people really act differently, or is that not true? People are people everywhere.
I think people are people everywhere. I really do. There's some things like colloquialisms. There are some phrases that you hear more in one place or another, but I think that people are people. And what I run into is that I'm just shocked by all these acts of human kindness that I see everywhere, every day. You hear stories about people helping each other out, or I'll get, a significant push from someone in, some city that I was in rural Pennsylvania, and some lady saw, you have Texas plates, where are you from? And I said, Austin. And she said, there are a lot of musicians there, right? And I wasn't even being forthcoming with information. Yes. I was like, yeah, I'm a musician. She's like, what's your name? What do you do? Yada, yada. And by the end of the conversation, she had bought 2 CDs from me while I was pumping gas. It was incredible.
See, there you go. It's what you put out there, too.
And I would have never, ever bumped into that lady if it weren't for that, freak meeting at a gas station. There's stuff like that all the time. It really fills me up and kind of restores my faith in humanity.
Well, I was born in South Florida and left there to die. I spent 18 long years in the weeds. I found it hard to believe in even changing the seasons. The leaves only turned on TV. And now I'll fly if I have to, though I would swim twice as long to be the one she'll press her back to. I am Chicago, going, gone. I showed her the stoplight my daddy must have fixed right before he left, a whisper in the wind. She kissed me like a church bell, Lord, she loved me like an anvil, and I haven't had her out of my mind since. And so my grandma told me that I've got his body, and I don't think she meant it unkind. But I'll keep punching these time cards and studying the fine art of working my way up in that girl's mind. And now I'll fly if I have to, though I would swim twice as long to be the one she'll press her back to. I am Chicago, going, gone. And 1 if I land, they say. 2 if I see. 3 little words made a bird out of me. Well, I was born in South Florida and left this July. 18 years served me just fine. Now tell the boss I'm off to marry a sweet daughter of the prairie and kiss it where the sun'll never shine. And now I'll fly 'cause I have to, though I would swim twice as long to be the one she'll press her back to, I am Chicago, going, go. Yeah, I was born in South Florida, let me die in her arms. I'm Chicago, going, gone.
You have a brand new CD out. This is called Circus Heart, and it is gorgeous. And you've got a little booklet in here with your.
I do, lyric book.
That's really, really great. It is gorgeous, and I know your voice is absolutely just stellar in this. And it follows up a couple other of your CDs, Mystery Prize, Hey, It's a Lonely World, and you have a few others beyond that than what I have right here.
These are my 3 full-length records. In between each of the full lengths, I have been putting out a little EP, sort of B-sides and rarities. So I've got 5 albums total, but these are the 3 main full-length records.
Fantastic. What I'd like to know about Circus Heart is how your experiences on your prior CDs has helped you. What lessons have you learned that has made this even a better you?
That's a great question. On my prior CDs, I had sort of constructed this universe that I lived within, these rules about what I could and couldn't do. I was a little bit of an acoustic instrument purist. You know, I didn't want to, my challenge for Mystery Prize, I remember, was that I wanted to make the record and I wanted to make it quirky and driving, and I didn't want to use any electric guitar. Because I was just of this mindset that electric guitar was being overused and kind of a crutch, and I just wanted to challenge myself to see if I could make something that kind of rocked but didn't have an electric guitar. And we did use electric on one song. And there's tons of pedal steels, there's lots of like slidey stuff going on. But as a result of that, and using upright bass and using a really intricate percussion kit instead of a drum set, Mystery Prize has a very like rootsy kind of Appalachian like Americana sound. And for Circus Heart, I went into a totally different studio with a totally different producer with a new batch of songs, and I just decided to throw away all the rules that I had been operating within. And the only rule was that there were no rules, and everything could be an instrument. We could use whatever we wanted, and we tried tons of different stuff on every song. And for this album, it's all about just layering and layering and layering, and then peeling back, figuring out what did work, what didn't work. You know, sometimes we'd spend 3 hours on a guitar part, finally get it right, and then spend 20 seconds on a complementary guitar part that we wouldn't have come to if we hadn't recorded the first guitar part, but then we'd mute the first guitar part and only use the second to create more space. And it was that kind of thing, you know.
Fabulous.
Played percussion on, you know, doors and instrument cases and laps, and it's organic, it's really thick, it's layered, it really drives forward. It's like bombastic and intimate all at the same time.
Get this. Listen to it. It's a work of art, and it's this baby in here for you. You know, multiple babies in here.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's great. That's wonderful.
This is a song I got to sing on the show The Voice on NBC for some judgmental furniture. Come as you are, as you were, as I want you to be, as a friend, as an old enemy. Take your time, hurry up, the choice is yours, don't be late. Take a rest, as a friend, as an old memory. Come doused in mud, soaked in bleach, as I that I don't have a gun. No, I don't have a gun. No, I don't have a gun. Memory, yeah, memory, yeah, memory, memory.
Becca, you had the wonderful experience of being on The Voice.
Yes.
And of course, we were peppering you with questions about your experience there.
Everyone wants to know.
Everyone wants to know. But you had the absolutely fabulous cover of Come As You Are, the Nirvana
Thank you.
song. And like I told you when you played it here, you own that song. You just did a fabulous job on that. We would love to know what that experience did for you inside. You know, what was it like? And of course, everyone wants to know that. And how did you hear about this? How did you know about this? You were on the very first season of it.
Well, I was on the very first season, so nobody knew it was happening. So they were really doing a lot of outreach to musicians, looking for people to audition for the show. And I got an email asking if I would consider going to the Austin audition. And you know, it didn't sound like the kind of thing I was interested in, but I felt really pretty secure that there was no way they would pick me because they don't put folk singers on national network singing competition television shows. It just doesn't happen. So I went into the audition just figuring, well, they're not going to pick me, but I'm not going to be the one to say no. I'll go and I'll give them CDs and just meet some people in the entertainment industry.
But who emailed you? Who heard you?
A casting director.
Like, where did they hear
She got
you?
my CD from a friend years ago.
So it's just like a word of mouth thing?
It was a guy that I went to middle school with.
Uh-huh.
Had dated this girl who then knew this other girl, and he had moved to LA, and his sister gave this girl a CD, and they broke up, but years later she still had the album.
Wow.
And she became
Like
a
one of
casting
these
director.
earlier ones.
Mystery Prize.
Wow.
And then when it came time to cast a singing show, she was like, well, I know a singer, let's find her. And I was just one of hundreds, if not thousands of people that they sent a feeler email out to. And that just got me to the first audition. Like, you know, I got to skip a little bit of the line. But other than that, I still had to go through rounds and rounds and rounds.
And I would encourage anybody listening to Google your section on that. I just can't even imagine what the nerves must have been like. Like, what does your head do? What do you say inside your head before you walk out that stage and sing? Because you were fabulous. It was gorgeous. It's moving.
It was scary. It was by far the most terrifying thing I've ever done. And I jumped out of an airplane on my 19th birthday, right up here in New England. And this was so much scarier. I can't tell you why. I think it's because of, you know, I've done 1,000 performances before I did The Voice. I've been gigging 200 shows a year for 5 years, you know. But The Voice, what's different about, I think, performing on any of those shows is that it's judgment-based. It's, you're walking out on a stage in front of an audience who is there to see you either succeed or fail. But they will be equally entertained by either. And that's not a very warm and gooey feeling, you know? I mean, so, you know, and just knowing that there are cameras and that everyone watching you is sizing you up as you're singing, that doesn't motivate me to perform art.
But how do you calm yourself enough to let what's in here come out the right way?
I think I got a little bit lucky with my blind audition because the two people in front of me didn't get picked. And I saw that happen twice, and it was just heartbreaking. And right before I was supposed to go out on stage, I was backstage, like mic in hand, you know, camera over my shoulder, ready to walk out. And then suddenly they halted the production, and they said, "We need a break." And they said, you know, the coaches wanted to take a break. And I said, "Oh yes, let them take a break. Get them whatever they need. Make them very comfortable and happy." So we took this 10 or 15 minute break, and I was just sitting off backstage in a director's chair, like all of the extras in the audience were streaming by to go to the bathroom, kind of looking me up and down. I was getting just so nervous. And as I was sitting there, I just got more and more and more nervous. Like a balloon was blowing up inside my chest until it got so full that there was just nowhere for it to go but down. And so my nerves started to recede a little bit. Like I got absolutely saturated with terror. And then it just kind of came back down, and then it was time to walk out on stage. So I had already been as scared as I could possibly be. And then they say, you know, you're up. I walked through the swinging doors. I go out on stage. It is silent. Everyone is just staring at me. There's no introduction. There's no applause. I can just hear my footsteps echoing throughout the room. I see the backs of these chairs. The band starts playing, and I remember thinking that it was like dropping a marble on one of those chutes, you know, that you build as a kid, you know, those tracks that you build as a kid. You just drop the marble in the track, and I felt, I've prepared for this. I've been singing this song day in and day out for like 2 weeks now. My body knows what to do, just let it flow.
Good.
And
Nice
I just did
visual.
my very best to just let it happen. And luckily a couple people turned around.
So then you went with Team Adam,
I
right?
did. I had the choice between Adam and Christina, but I went with Adam.
Yeah, and then how long were you on there? What
I was
happened
out there for a total of 6 weeks. I was sequestered in a hotel.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was quite an experience. And part of it is that it was season 1.
Yeah.
So they, I mean, on the production end, they didn't know what they were doing either. You know, they were building the sets as we were sitting in the hotel waiting to perform next. You know, I mean, everyone was really feeling it out together, which I thought was really
And
special.
it was a great experience for you. I hope that was great.
I had a great time.
I have traveled many fathoms, lived inside a covered wagon, sold my secrets wholesale every night. I've broken bread with petty tyrants, smuggled wine to fallen giants, battled demons right before your eyes, and now I try oceanside to govern the rolling tide, swallowed by the sea, begging from the shore, tempted by the sweet roar. Baby, don't let me be swallowed by the sea. I've lived on luck and social graces, counted cards and covered bases, made believe till I was making do. Now where do I draw the line between fiddles and valentines, swallowed by the sea, begging from the shore, tempted by the sweet roar. I don't wanna be hungry anymore, but it's getting harder to ignore. Baby, don't let me be swallowed by the sea, swallowed by the sea. I love a quiet, mighty pharaoh, reads my heart like holy tarot. Hold on, baby, please don't let me be swallowed by the sea, begging from the shore, tempted by the sweet roar. I don't wanna be a pawn in any war, but I can't fight alone no more. Baby, don't let me be swallowed by the sea, swallowed by the sea, yeah, swallowed by the sea.
What would you say is some of the best advice your parents have given you that has stayed with you as an adult?
can't think of any specific advice. I just feel this like warm, gooey feeling when I think of
that's
my
lovely.
parents, because they've really never looked down on what I've done. They're very proud and they're very supportive.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Do you have siblings too?
I do. I'm the oldest of 4.
Good.
I've got 3 younger siblings.
Who are looking up to you? And
Yeah,
seeing
and we're
what
all
they're-
real close in age. I mean,
That's
there
so
are
good.
twins in there. We were all born within 3 or 4 years, so we're a
That's so
close-knit
good.
pack.
When you travel, Becca, how do you occupy your mind when you're on the road?
It's a good question. When I'm touring by myself, usually I try to keep music to a minimum, and I either listen to podcasts or books on tape or nothing, because I like to have that open space to allow songs and lyrics and ideas to kind of bubble to the surface.
Good. Latest book you're listening to?
Oh, a book called Shantaram. It's so good. It's an epic. Read it, listen to it. The voice acting on the book on tape was incredible.
Excellent. Well, Becca, I cannot thank you enough. Rebecca Loebe, if you haven't heard, if people have not heard of you, they should look you up and find you out and get your newest CD, Circus Heart, get some of the older CDs. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous music. And thank you for coming by our studio.
Thank
We're
you
just
so much for having me.
happy
Can we
to
hug?
have
I
you.
feel like
Of
we should hug.
course. Thank you, Becca. Well, good luck with everything. We'll be following your career and anything we can do to help you out.
Keep in
with
touch.
it. You got it. All
Thanks.
right, lady. Good.
Bye.
Love, have mercy on my mind, spinning like a satellite, far away from here tonight. Oh, love, have mercy on my mind. Love, have mercy on my heart. Put its clothes on in the dark. Learn the lines but hates the part. Oh, love, have mercy on my heart. It's sinking deep in the belly of the beast. Love, have mercy on my soul. Slipped inside the rabbit hole. Gave what glitters full control. Oh, love, have mercy on my soul. It's fast asleep in the belly of the beast. Love, have mercy on my mind, spinning like a satellite. You can't knit socks for a married man. No matter how you tell yourself it's fine. No matter how it tempts you just to try. No matter how his wife would understand. You just can't knit socks for a married man.